Hello, and welcome to Vibe Coding Starter Kit. And today we're going to build our own website using this starter kit. So, let's start off by opening Vibe Coding Starter Wizard. Enter your license key that you received in your email after the purchase. Validate the license, and when that's done, explore the main features and functionality of the starter kit. There are some prerequisites that you need to have installed on your computer, but don't worry if you don't have, as you will be guided on how to install each and one of them. This is your start screen. Here you will find your previously generated projects. Since we don't have any, let's get started. First step, enter your project name. In my case, it's going to be Vibe Coding Starter Kit Web. And I'll select project location. Desktop will work just fine. Once that's done, click Next. In this step, you need to enter your brand name and optionally tagline and description. In my case, brand name is Vibe Coding Starter Kit and tagline is Build Your Business in Hours, not Weeks. Once that is done, go ahead and click Next. Now, we're going to create our color palette. You can create a color palette by picking a base color and generating the color palette. For example, let's create a color palette from bright red color and complementary harmony type. Hit generate and you see the sample colors. Or you can choose monochromatic harmony type and the color tones will change. The option I like to use is just picking a preset. Next up, fonts. Let's pick our favorite font that we want to use for our project. In my case, Inter looks cool, I'll stick to it and click Next. Now, let's pick our integrations. Integrations are third-party tools that your project will work with. For example, if you have an e-commerce site, you will need to accept payments, and Stripe is probably one of the best options out there. Click Learn More to learn more. For my project, I will pick Stripe, Recent for emails, and Google Analytics. Next up, MCP servers. These are tools that allows AI to communicate directly with third-party integrations. In my case, I'll just leave Stripe. Next step is API keys. Not just AI needs to communicate with external services, but our project as well. We'll be brief and not go into details about API keys, but you can always read more on how to get them and how to use them by clicking the button next to each section. These API keys will be stored in a secret file in your project. It's called .env.local. It is crucial that you keep these keys secret. If you have lost them or any other person has access to them, you can always change them and revoke the existing keys in dashboards of the product that you have lost the key to. In my case, I have already set up an account in Stripe, Resend, and Google Analytics, so I'll just go ahead and paste the keys here. Now, this starter kit comes with a few sample pages. In my project, I will need a landing page, pricing page, and contact page. I will also add a style guide page to showcase my brand design guidelines. Now, we can review our project details, and if everything looks correct, hit the Generate Project button. Once the project is created, you will find a new folder appeared in the location you selected. First, we need to set up our new project. Let's install some dependencies. All the dependencies that are needed for the project are already set up. Think of it like downloading apps for your project to work. It might take 2 to 5 minutes, but don't worry, it's not stuck, it just takes some time. Now, Git and GitHub setup. Git is basically a tool that is installed in your computer to save and track changes to your code. GitHub, on the other hand, is basically like a cloud backup. Here, the first step will be to create a GitHub account and a new repository. Then you paste your repository URL, connect and push to GitHub, and that's about it. Now, We're almost at the fun part. First, we need to teach Cursor about the project and the guidelines that are written. So, for that, we need to open Cursor and run a special command called Bootstrap. So hit the button, open the Cursor. In the chat window, type /bootstrap and hit enter. We have written documentation on how to build maintainable, secure, and world-class apps, and we need AI to learn it. Now, when AI has finished its work, we can go back to the starter kit wizard and hit the continue button because the Cursor setup is done. Beautiful. Now, let's run this project. Copy the command, paste it in the Cursor chat, hit enter, and AI will do its magic. If there are commands appearing, you can always review them, ask Cursor what the command is needed for, and if you think that it's okay to run, click run. We can see that the dev server should be started up. You can access it by opening this address in your browser. Initially, this project doesn't contain your business logic. It contains a lot of information about the project itself and some sample pages. There's a lot of good information there. So I would suggest go ahead and explore these pages. And if you want to see what is your brand design system with colors, fonts, and all the components, go ahead and explore Style Guide page. And maybe one of the most important page to read through is Get Started page. I know that it might be overwhelming if you're first time vibe coding. That's why we have written a lot of different sample prompts to use, some interactive commands that are very powerful. I'd suggest to go over them. We have written also instructions on how to write better prompts so AI can understand you better. You have a quick overview of the project structure, some important files, integrations you have selected, and how to use them. And of course, the final step, deploying your website to production. There are two options, but we will talk about them later. Now, once we have explored Getting Started page, let's start with the actual building. Open your Cursor and write /project plan. We have built this flow so you can act more like a project manager than coder. It will ask you a bunch of different questions about the project you're trying to build. First is, what does your website do? In my case, I have built a vibe coding starter kit and now I need a website for it. I want the users to be able to see the main functionality and purchase it. Next question, who will use your website? For me, the target audience is anyone who wants to start a business. It should be suitable for coders and people who are not so familiar with coding. What can people do on your website? In my case, view information about the starter kit, see pricing and purchase it, and of course contact me. So AI wants to know about feature priorities now. For me, the first thing, I want to have a hero section. Then there should be this demo video we're recording now. Then I want users to be able to view information and pricing, comparison between our kit and other existing tools, testimonials, and contact us form. So what makes Vibe Coding Starter Kit unique? I want to emphasize that this tool allows everyone, even non-technical people, to build their own business. So let's talk about additional pages now. We don't want any additional pages. And in our navigation menu, we just want to have link to home, pricing, and contact pages. Next one is pricing details. For us, it's single one-time purchase. It will be priced at $4.99, but for a limited time only, we're offering it for $2.49. Now the big part, design and UI. There are many different options. Feel free to pause the video to learn more about the options. Option B is Google Stitch. It's an AI tool that allows you to generate different designs based on your needs. We have added an integration to support it. Let's try it out. So AI has generated the prompt and instructions on how to use it. First step is to copy the prompt and visit Google Stitch website. Select that you are creating a design for a website and paste the prompt. Hit submit and it will start to generate. Don't worry, it might take some time. Now it's time for you to make coffee. It's usually around 3 to 5 minutes to generate the design. You can follow the progress and you will see the design starting to appear one by one. Our contact page, design system page, pricing page, and now the home page are ready to go. We can zoom in, see our design. It already looks quite good, but there are some tweaks that I want to make. But let's go over the designs first. As we can see, it has included all the main features that we have asked it to include. It has all the pages that we have asked for, and everything is following our brand design guidelines. But there are some issues. For example, it's saying vibe coding, not vibe coding starter kit, and I want the whole website to be in dark theme. So let's just write a prompt to adjust our issues. It will take 3 to 5 more minutes, but once that is done, it should be good to go. We can see that new screens are ready. Click to view the designs. And beautiful! They are now in dark mode. All the colors, designs, they look really neat. I think we're ready to go with these designs. We need just to clear up the first version. So let's delete all the containers there. And go ahead and download the project. It should save a zip file on your computer. Now let's go back to Cursor. Remember to always read the instructions that AI gives you. For example, in this case, it gives us clear next steps what we should be doing. And it said, once downloaded, tell me and I'll help you place it in the project. So let's go ahead and do it. It is instructed that external designs needs to be placed in external designs folder. So first command is that it will try to create this new directory. Second step will be for you to drag and drop the zip file into this folder. Now that it's done, you can simply write to AI that it's there. Cursor will unzip the file. It says that it found 4 pages, which is correct. All the design details are there. It has parsed and analyzed the design. And we're ready with the question 10, data and content. In our case, nothing needs to be stored. So the user flows. AI wants us to walk it through how someone would use our site. And we'll just pick the first suggested option. So the next step is about integrations. And AI has already guessed correctly about how we're planning to use our integrations. Question 13 is about the implementation approach, whether we want to build MVP first or to build everything at once. And I usually prefer to build everything at once. And AI is instructed to also remind you to visit Getting Started page if you haven't visited it yet. Now AI is starting to build the project plan. It is analyzing all the information we have given and laying down exact steps that it needs to do in order to implement it. We can review it and we see that there is project vision, all the information about navigation, protected pages, designs, what sections should appear in what page, what are visual patterns, and more. And of course, information about data, content, security, integrations, and all the steps that it needs to go over in order to complete this task. It's quite a long list, yes, but it should be fine with AI. So we can go ahead and just try to implement the plan, and it will start working. This might take a while, like 15-20 minutes, so don't worry, we're just rushing through it. As you can see, there's a lot of new pages and code generated. It might ask to run some commands. Again, you can always ask AI what these commands are used for, so it gives you simple, beginner-friendly explanation, but in our case, it just created some new directories, and that's about it. Now that the project is generated, we can go over what are the next steps. First is Stripe setup, then is recent setup, and then Google Analytics. Most of the setup was done when we were generating the project, but it looks like there are new environmental variables needed. So let's go ahead and copy the block and paste it in our .env.local file. If any of the instructions are not clear, you can just ask AI to clarify. Don't worry about asking simple questions. AI is totally fine with it. There are some API keys for Stripe. Some for recent API. Then I need to set my contact email, which is hello@vibecodingstarterkit.io. I'm setting also up Google Analytics, so I need to have Google Analytics ID. And the last one is public app URL, which is basically the URL that your website can be accessed to. To showcase that AI is ready to answer any question you have, let's ask about Stripe Webhooks secret. Let's say that I don't know how to get it, what it is, and I want to test it on my local environment. So let's see what AI is going to do here. It is now creating a documentation on how to set up Stripe webhooks. Good, that's exactly what we needed. It's also creating an example file for .env file and giving us a bunch of different instructions. How to get Stripe webhooks secret for local testing, what test card to use when we are actually making a purchase in the local environment. So let's just open up the documentation and go over it. As we can see, it's basically more than enough. So let's open our Stripe product catalog. So we can create a new product using Stripe dashboard. I have already done that before, and you can find the product price ID, which is needed right here. Go ahead and copy it and paste it in your .env.local file. But we wanted to actually know more about webhooks, so let's continue reading the documentation. So this was a quick start Stripe documentation, and this is specifically for webhook setup. Here are Stripe test cards, so you can test different statuses. For example, if purchase was successful or it failed. But yeah, it says that we need to go to the webhook page. Let's create a new destination. It wants us to select checkout session completed event. So let's do it, check it, continue. We want to create a webhook event, and then we need to set up endpoint URL. Our generated project already has an integration with Stripe, so there is already an existing webhook URL. So go ahead and paste what is written in the documentation, and then just remember to change the domain. Then hit the create destination, and you can find your signing secret on your right side. Copy it and paste it in your .and .local file. Beautiful. Now when that is done, we see that AI wants us to run some commands, and it wants to run them in CLI. Let's imagine that we don't know what it is. So we can just simply ask, where do I run it? I just want to encourage you to ask any questions to AI. It doesn't judge, it doesn't blame you for not knowing everything, and it simply is super helpful. See, it gives step-by-step instructions on how to open the terminal and what to write there. But since we're in the cursor, it has already built-in terminal. So go ahead and in the top right corner, click the button to open terminal. There you can type Stripe, login, and hit enter. Once we have done that, it will show you a new URL you need to open in your browser to finish the login process. It will show you a pairing code that you need to match with the one that was shown to you in the terminal. Once you have verified, just hit allow access. And when you're back in cursor, you will see that the Stripe is authenticated. Next one, just copy and paste the command to forward webhooks. Webhook forwarding is basically a way to make purchases in Stripe and test them out in your local environment. Once that is done, it gives you a new webhook signing secret. So let's duplicate the line in our .and .local file and enter the new webhook signing secret. Now when all this is done, we can just simply tell AI that we have created the .and .local file and filled with all the necessary information. And it will plan out what we need to do next. It asks us to start the dev server and test the checkout, but we want AI to start it for us. So we simply ask that. Let's run the command. It will verify that this dev server is up and running, and it will give us the address that we can open the website in. And there you go, our implemented design is here. Now let's go to homepage to see if everything is working. Whoops, there's an error. AI is not perfect. It can hallucinate, it can create errors. The most important is to know how to fix the errors. In this case, I just made a screenshot and I told the AI that I see an error when I open the homepage. And I'm asking if it can fix it for me. As we can see, it is investigating the error. It found some potential causes for the error. It does some fixes. And once AI is done, let's see if the error is fixed. And voila, there is no error anymore. And the website looks really good. So let's browse the website a little bit. So we have our hero section. We have our testimonials. Then there is a video placeholder. Main functionality. I can see some issues there, but we'll get back to that later. Then there is the comparison chart that we asked for, which compares Vibe Code Starting Kit with other tools. And of course, information about the pricing and the CTA button to get started. And very useful that it added also a frequently asked questions, so users don't need to leave homepage if they have any questions that they need answers to. Okay, now let's check pricing page. Looks beautiful. Has some salesy tactics there, that the offer expires soon, has countdown. Very nice. And I just love the looks of this page. It also remembered that our base price is $4.99 and we have a limited time discount to $2.49. And of course, a FAQ section down there. And the final page, contact page. Let's give it a try. Let's enter some sample data. Let's pick technical support as subject. And let's leave a complaint about the error that we got. Since we have picked resend as one of the integrations that we want to use, it should be working. But let's try it out. It says that message was sent. Okay, now let's go to the recent website, and yes, there is the email that we just sent, and it's sent to hello@vibecodengstarterkit.io that we defined in .env.local file. Beautiful. So let's test checkout now. Let's go to the pricing page. Hit the Get Instant Access button, and fingers crossed that we get redirected to Stripe. Yes, the pricing is correct, and we can use Stripe's test card. AI gave us instructions about test card numbers. So let's enter information, hit pay, and wait until the processing is done. And we're at the payment successful page. Let's check out also whether the payment appears in Stripe. As we can see, it is there. The payment was successful, everything's working like a charm. But let's get back to homepage. There was that one tiny little issue when I hover the card, icon disappears. The icon's color matches the background color of the box around it. So let's make a screenshot. Let's go to cursor, paste the screenshot, and tell that when I hover my mouse on these cards, I don't see the icon anymore, as the foreground color matches the background color. Let's see if cursor can fix it for us. As we can see, it is doing some updates. And when we go back to the website, the issue is fixed. Beautiful. Now the icons are visible. I wanted to go over some commands. If you type / in the cursor chat, you will see commands. You can read more about these commands in the Getting Started page. But as you can see, there are commands to add page, connect APIs, refactor some code, improve UI, implement Figma design. But in this case, we want to prepare for deployment. Deployment is when you take your local website and to deploy it to production where it is accessible to everyone in the world. So let's do the deployment preparation. Here, in this step, AI will do pre-deployment checks. It will review the code base. It will check some security issues. It will try to build and see if there are any errors that are appearing in the code. In our case, we can see that there are some errors. It can happen with the AI. As I mentioned before, AI is not perfect. But after a few cycles of going over these errors, it has fixed all of them and prepare the deployment checklist. Now let's run deploy command. It will actually check if we have pushed our code to GitHub and give you instructions on how to deploy. It offers two options. One is Vercel, which is super easy platform to deploy to, especially for this kind of project, and the other is DigitalOcean. I personally prefer DigitalOcean, but you can pick whichever you want. You can also ask AI for other options if you want to. So I will just write that I want to deploy to DigitalOcean, and it will prepare a deployment guide. It goes over step by step what I need to do in DigitalOcean, what I need to do in this project in order for the app to be deployed, and also to connect Stripe webhooks to my website. Looks really good, but I think my work for today is done. I will just ask, what should I do before I sign off? And of course, it wants to store the work that we did today in GitHub. So in case our hard drive goes bad, everything is not lost, and the code is ready to be deployed tomorrow. So this is it. Our website is basically ready. It is functional, and everything is prepared to be deployed tomorrow. I hope this was interesting and also useful to you to see how we can build this very beautiful and functional website in very short time. We are always happy about new projects built with our tool, and we're ready to promote it by placing your logo in our website. Happy coding!